Having a growth mindset will not only reshape your career, it will change your entire life. It will look like you are literally living on steroids. But the question is, do you know what a growth mindset is? And do you have a growth mindset? My name is Deyi-Daniel, and I'm building a community of 100 million people who are crazy about growth. You should subscribe to this channel to be a part. So what does it mean to have a growth mindset? Having a growth mindset means that you understand that your abilities and your intelligence are not fixed. You can grow. You have ability to grow. You have capacity for growth. In fact, growth is a natural principle of life. Every single person is born to grow. There's nobody that you give birth to and can just decide that, oh, I'm not growing. God literally designed us to grow. So if you are not growing, you are living against the design of God. And it's just so funny how people don't pay attention to something as crucial as growth. A lot of people leave their growth to chance. And I don't know how that works. Because even your bodily growth, you are intentional about it. You choose to eat nutritious meals so that you can grow. You literally prioritize it. If you don't eat in a day, you are not okay. So I wonder how people now, like, you just chill, you leave the growth of every other aspect of your life, you leave it to chance, which should not be. Now, this brings me to the most important principle of growth, which is choice. You choose to eat. You choose to go to school. You choose to maybe brush your teeth. You choose to comb your hair. You are literally making choices every day. When I see you, I see your choices. Everything about you is made up of choices. You decide. Do you want to grow? I mean, it's not everything in our life that we chose. At some point in our life, choices were made for us, maybe when you were a baby. But as you come to maturity, you start to make choices, and your choices now become your responsibility. I think the first time that I truly experienced growth was when I was in SS2. And when I say experience, I mean that growth became a really tangible phenomenon to me. It was when I was in SS2. I think I just transitioned into a federal secondary school then. I transitioned at SS1, and when my first results came in, I think I had like 17 to 16 position. Hey, I was heartbroken. Like, I mean, for my former schools, I was always like among the first three. But this place, it looked like the competition was off the roof. The competition was mad tight. It was very tight. When my results came in and I saw 16 to 17 position, I'm not even going to pretend, I was very, very heartbroken. Like, why will I get 16th or 17th? First term was like that, second term was like that, third term was like that. And then when I got to SS2, I started to ask myself important questions. Like, what's the difference between me and the person that is getting the first position? Are they doing something that I cannot do? And that was where growth started happening to me. The moment I started asking questions. Why am I mid-range when some people are in the first range? What are they doing differently? That takes me back to the definition of having a growth mindset. That I said in the beginning, that it is an understanding that your abilities and your intelligence can grow. It is not fixed. So you see all those people that say, oh, when somebody says that, why are you like this? Why are you rude? Why are you poor? Why are you broke? Why is your life like this? They say, that's how I am. Oh. That's how things are for me. Oh. They act like nothing about them can change. This is what life has thrown at them, and so that's how they are going to be. And that is a devilish lie. It is a big lie. I'm saying it again, your intelligence and your abilities can grow. It is not fixed. Don't have a fixed mindset. Choose a growth mindset, because growth is choice. I was scrolling through TikTok the other day, and I heard a lady saying that the things that you don't change, you choose. So if you are saying things like, oh my God, I don't like the way I'm broke, but you're not doing anything to change it, that means you choose to be broke. If you go and beg somebody for money and they tell you you are broke because you choose to be broke, they are not lying. If you don't like something about your body, or maybe you have been adding excess weight and like, oh, I don't like my weight, but you're not doing anything about it, you chose to be that, you chose to be that way. So anything that you are not actively working towards changing, you choose it. That is where having a growth mindset came in for me. I started to ask questions because I knew that I needed to change. And from that moment, I thought about what do I need to go from 17th to first 3. I started staying behind after classes before going to the hostel to read. I switched to my friends. I started making friends with people that actually read and went to the library. I started reading. Okay? I read back to back, cover to cover. And I think it started from when a teacher came into class and he asked me a question and I was able to answer. You needed to see how attention was on me. People did not expect that I'll be able to answer that question. That was why it looked like a big deal. Everybody in class was literally looking at me like, is it not the same person that we know? That means they had the mindset that nothing can change for me. And that's why you cannot live your life on the pedestal that people have placed you. You need to know what you want for yourself and go for it. That is where growth is. Deciding that I want to change this thing, knowing exactly what you need to change it and going for it. After that time, when my result came out, I had the third position. It was the top of the block. I think we used to have classrooms in blocks, SS1 block, SS2 block, SS3 block. It was the top of the block. There's this girl who went from 17th to 3rd. And there was something that experience did to my mind. It wasn't just about maybe somebody's teaching you that there's something called the growth mindset. Somebody's teaching you that you need to grow, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't that for me. It was like coming into a knowledge that there is nothing about me that I cannot change. There is no desire that I have, that if I work towards, that I cannot get. If I could covet being among the first 3 and I put in the work and I got there, it just changed my mind totally that there's nothing I want to chase or pursue in life that I cannot get. And I feel the same about everybody else too. If there are things that you need to change, maybe start from your mindset. Don't be among the, that is where I am champion. Be among the, I can be whatever I want to be. I can grow. My life can impact others. I can be the one that people are looking up to. I have capacity to grow because naturally God has put it in you to be able to grow. So how do you have a growth mindset, or how do you develop a growth mindset? Number 1, you need to live in a perpetual state of curiosity. You have to be continuously hungry. You see, I feel like hunger is God's system for growth. So when we are born, we naturally come with hunger. We are hungry, we want to eat, and it is that eating that automatically becomes growth. Carry that system into your personal life, into your business, into your career. You have to be hungry for growth. You have to desire to learn. You have to chase knowledge. You have to feed your mind. The same way you feed your body to be able to grow physically, you have to feed your mind. If it is your business you want to grow, you have to feed your business. Okay, so today maybe you're making a 500k in a month, and then you have people in your industry that are making $1 million a month. Start chasing the knowledge that they have, because if you feed yourself with what they feed themselves, you can achieve the growth that they have. And that is a growth mindset. Do you need to take courses? Do you need to reach out to mentors? Do you need to read books? Do you need to watch videos? There are several different interesting ways to consume knowledge now. Don't sit down and hope that growth is going to happen to you normally, because if you're not intentional about growth, you're intentional about dying. You're intentional about fading away. So chase knowledge and cultivate hunger. Upskill. If you are in a current level now, look at how you can be better tomorrow. Another way to have the growth mindset is to have an abundance mindset. You see, there are some particular people in this world that when you tell them, oh, this is what is working, oh, let us do this, oh, they're always the first people to say, I don't think it can work for me. The market is too saturated. Things are tough. The country is tough. The government is not helping us. We are suffering. And they are treating the masses badly. One excuse or the other, every time they always see scarcity. Now, am I saying that there is no scarcity? No. There is scarcity, but somebody that has a growth mindset is intentional about seeing abundance. Somebody that has a growth mindset is intentional about seeing the opportunities that are available, because the truth is that there will always be opportunities. When everybody is saying that there's a casting down, there are some people that are saying that there's a lifting up for them. I mean, currently people are saying the marketing industry is terrible, nobody's getting jobs, blah 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 blah. The other day, I still saw someone who made a post about how he has made $100,000. I mean, in this same period. In this same period. So open your mind to abundance. Understand that there is space for you. Tell yourself that there is space for you. There's opportunities for you. The timing is right for you. If you put in the work, you are going to get the results. Don't tell yourself that even if I put in the results, what is the probability that things will work out for me? What if I work hard and nothing happens? What if I work hard in vain? Do you think that there will ever be a time that you will look at things and there will be no scarcity? There will be no problem. Everything will just be in a perfect state, waiting for you to come and flourish. No. You are the one that is going to develop that abundance mindset. If it is difficult for you, drum it into your brain that there are opportunities for you. I mean, why are some people making it and you're not making it? But the only difference is that some people are failing. Why are you not looking at that are pushing forward? That goes back to what I even initially said about feeding your mind. Being in a perpetual state of hunger. Pursue knowledge. Pursue people that are successful. Watch them. Listen to them. Read them. Track them. Follow them. Don't waste your time with people who are complaining. So what if you work hard and things don't now work out as expected? Because the truth is that sometimes you work hard at something but it doesn't work as expected. Does it mean that things can't be good for you. And that is where seeing opportunities in failure comes in. Somebody with a growth mindset sees opportunity in failure. They are not afraid to take risk, because what is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that things don't work out. But does it mean that when things don't work out once, they can never work out for you again? That's a lie. That's a lie. Because there is no experience that you ever have, whether it is a good experience or a bad experience, that is going to be a waste, except you decide to waste it. Except you decide to waste it. And the way I like to look at things is that I either win or I learn. That means if it works out, awesome. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to pick the lessons, but that it is going to be a waste is a no. You need to get familiar with failure and stop taking it personal. Stop seeing mistakes you make as the end of your life. You are holding these things to your chest too hard. Stop taking failure personal. If you fail, move forward. This is also going to lead me to my next point about having a growth mindset, which is choose progress over perfection. You see, people that allow failure affect them so much that they cannot move forward are people that prioritize perfection over progress. You want everything to be in a perfect state before you go at something. You have an idea, you have a goal, you have something in mind that you know you can do that can change your life, but you are waiting for a perfect state. You want everything to be available. Oh, you want to create content, but you want to have all the best gadgets in the world before you start. You want to create a product, you have an idea for a solution that's going to solve people's problem, but you are not doing it because you are waiting. You want it to be perfect. You are obsessing over the idea of perfection so much that you do not put anything out when you are supposed to. And that is why when you now eventually feel like you've gotten to the state of perfection, when everything seems to make sense to you and you decide to release it, if that now fails, it will now pain you so much because you have poured all yourself into it. You have felt like, oh my God, this thing, it has to be perfect. And in your own head, it is perfect. So when you put it out and people don't like it, people don't respond to it the way you expect, you crash. You crash. Which should not be, because every new thing that you do should be taken as an experiment. Don't overthink it. And this is one of the things that I learned from my mentor that has changed how I approach things. Choose progress over perfection. If you have an idea, instead of you to be thinking about how is the most perfect way I can do it, I want you to be thinking about how is the simplest and fastest way I can test this idea. Because it is not about you. It is about the people that you want to serve. And sometimes, you see that obsessing over perfection is selfishness. It is selfishness because you are thinking only about yourself. And that is not how business works. That is not how career works. You are thinking about yourself. Oh, what I like. It's like owning a restaurant, cooking, and deciding, being the one to decide if the food is delicious or not. No, because you didn't cook for yourself, you cook for people. So you should allow them give you feedback here, and then you take the feedback and improve what you have. But after you have obsessed, you have been waiting for perfection, something that you should have done, you should have released the simplest version in 2 months. You decide to take a year to build it. By the time you release it and it doesn't work as expected, you are broken. Because you have obsessed about perfection too much. You are broken, you are frustrated, you put in so much time and effort, but nobody owes you anything. And that is why your goal should be, how can I release the simplest and fastest version so I can test this idea? So when you test the idea, you get feedback and you use the feedback to refine the next version. That is how to grow. Because your goal should be, how can I make progress instead of how can I make this thing perfect? If not, you're going to sleep there and you're never really going to get anything done. Again, I'm going to see it. Obsessing over perfection is just selfishness. Because you see your business, your career, it is not about you. It is about the people that you are serving. And I hope you get this. My final point is be around people who are positive. Be around cheerleaders. Be around people who can hype up your ideas, who can cheer you on to growth, who can challenge you to growth. See, even naturally, there are two things that influence growth: nature and nurture. So you see, nurture are the things that, the way they take care of you and everything. Nature are the natural things in your environment. So imagine that physically, those two things affect your growth. Now imagine that you want to transport that system into your personal, your career, and your business growth. It means that you have to also be concerned about the environment in which you are. Trust me, if you are somebody who sees possibilities, who sees great things, but the people around you cannot see it, you are around people who cannot cheer you on, you are going to get tired. You are going to get tired. And I want to beg you in the name of God, don't wait for your environment to change naturally. Don't just calm down and be like, oh my God, these are people around me now, they are not cheering me up, so I'm going to wait until people who can cheer me up arrive. Go and look for people who will cheer you up. Go and make the first bold step to create that friendship. Change your location if you need to, but position yourself in a place where people can see possibilities, where people are discussing ideas that blow your mind. You'll be shocked how much influence exposure has on your ability to grow. Position yourself in a place where you can see good things, where people are excited about your growth. But if you're consistently around people who are afraid to see you grow, who can't share your ideas, you are likely to fail. And that's just the truth. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this video. If you have, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video about personal growth, business growth, or career growth. Bye-bye.